Yes, we continue with the broadcast this afternoon right here on Salam Media, and we've got Brother Ali Komape, who is on standby to take a look at the protest action that is taking place tomorrow. And you will recall that the last few weeks, or since the beginning of the month of Ramadan, has not been easy for the people of Palestine. In fact, it's been quite a challenging time where the masjid has been invaded, and the world is now sitting up, taking notice, and particularly those that are sympathetic to the Palestinian cause. Activists right across the entire world have expressed their outrage and expressed their concern with regards to what has been playing out and the brutality that has unfolded in Masjid al-Aqsa. And this is what the South African protest for Palestine is going to be all about, and it's taking place tomorrow and that is the 14th of April, and taking place at the Joburg City Council in Braamfontein. Right now, we're going across now to be joined by Brother Ali Komape. Brother Ali, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome Ramadan Kareem to you.
Walaikum salam, and thanks for having me.
Yes, Brother Ali, clearly, we've seen the reaction, we've seen the outrage from right across many areas, from places right across the entire world, organizations and the like as well. This brutality that has been unfolding in Masjid al-Aqsa, we knew something was going to happen in Masjid al-Aqsa, but this time around, with this government becoming even worse, the Zionist government, this right-wing government, and it's basically at this point in time, there is an open license for these settlers and for these occupiers to come in at will to do whatever they want to in Masjid al-Aqsa and cause as much damage as possible.
Yes, we have expected this to happen, and when you follow the Israeli terror attacks on Palestinians in the past couple of years, or past couple of decades even, whenever the holy month of Ramadan starts, it starts with some provocations from the Israeli settlers to storm Masjid al-Aqsa and harass Palestinians who are praying. But then it escalates even more during the middle of the holy month of Ramadan, when Israeli forces storm the compound and assault, arrest, and beat worshippers. This is something that has been happening for the past couple of years. And Israel, in most instances, want to provoke a response from resistance fighters in Gaza and in the occupied West Bank. And when that happens, Israel then in turn does what it always wanted to do. It starts an intensive bombing campaign of Gaza, an intensive slaughter in raids in the refugee camps of Jenin and Jericho in the West Bank. So this has been a modus operandi of Israel for some years now, and we knew it was going to happen, and we said we're not going to allow it to happen in the dark. We're going to expose it, and every time Israel does this, the international community that we are part of, we stand up, we call them out for what they are, we call them out for what they are doing, and then we expose them.
Yes, Brother Ali. Now, Brother Ali, I'm just looking at this banner and I'm looking at this poster and I'm looking at the organizations that are supporting this initiative. And I'm just doing a quick count here: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, close on to 40 organizations whose logos feature at the bottom of the banner. And from organizations like Africa for Palestine, CESCO, the ANC, EFF, we see NFP, we see a number of political parties, Good Party, we're looking at COSAS, we're looking at Pop Crew, I mean, these are, major organizations, and together with it, many other smallish organizations like SAMNet and all these organizations that are supporting this. And this is actually encouraging in a sense that the level of support for this demonstration is coming from right across the board, from political parties, from activist groups, from student groups, from many other groups around the country, including the likes of trade unions as well.
Yes. If you remember very well, since the dawn of democracy in South Africa in 1994, even before that, the Palestinian struggle enjoys popular support in this country. Even when Israeli proxies and Israeli supporters try to minimize that support, they're not successful. So, so this protest that's happening tomorrow in Johannesburg still enjoys popular support in South Africa across the board, like you just said, from political organizations, civil society rights organizations, trade union movements, religious organizations, and partisan organizations. So we 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 rally popular support in this country for the Palestinian question. And it's a sign to the government, of course, it's a sign to other South Africans that perhaps it's time we take stronger action. And that's why we are going to protest tomorrow to the city of Johannesburg to tell the mayor and his collective that perhaps it's time we take more strict action on our solidarity, practical solidarity action with Palestine. For instance, the city of Johannesburg, over some couple of years back, took a resolution to change Stanton Drive, a very busy
Oh,
street
certainly.
in
Yes.
the CBD of Stanton, to change it to Leila Khalid Drive. An act of solidarity, a practical act of solidarity with the Palestinian people, a word and message of motivation to continue their resistance struggle against apartheid Israel. So this popular support of Palestinians in South Africa must transcend to action. And this protest tomorrow, we are going to tell the mayor and his collective leadership that we are growing impatient with perhaps lip service to the Palestinian struggle. We want to see practical action. We want to see Fountain Drive changed to Leila Khalid Avenue. And that's one of our principal demands going to the protest tomorrow.
Yes, and I think what you are saying is very important in terms of the principal demands, because these demands have been dragged on for far too long without being actioned, and that is just one. And I know there have been other demands that have been made to government as well, Brother Ali, about the likes of the Israelis coming to South Africa without visas, Palestinians requiring visas to enter the country, then looking at the South African airport as well, Israeli agents operating within the airport, and passengers traveling to from South Africa on an Israeli airline, the harassment and all those type of things. So there's a number of issues that the government, despite them supporting the initiative, but they need to start actioning. Although they've acknowledged the fact that this is what they are prepared to do, but action speaks louder than words.
Uh, I'm correct. I mean, we must be critical of our government when it comes to action, especially on the issue of Palestine. But we must remember that our government has made some stride in recent times. If you remember very well, in the past 2 months, if not less, the African government, together with the government of Algeria, led the charge against the Israeli delegation to the African Union, which was very successful and it made major international news. Remember again, the South African government, the parliament just reinforced the government's decision to downgrade diplomatic relations with Israel, which also um, got some international attention to it. So there is some strides being made by the government of South Africa on the issue of Palestine, but of course they can always do more. For instance, we've been calling for the prosecution of South Africans who go and join the Israeli terrorist army that harasses, that kills, that maims Palestinians in their own land. And there are South Africans who do that. And we've been calling for the government to prosecute them when they come back to this country. So that's one of the things. We've been also calling for strict regulation of immigration rules, like immigration policies, like you've just said, on Israelis. So there are a number of issues that the government can do. But then, of course, I think the most popular ones among South African populace is the expulsion of the Israeli ambassador out of South Africa, a call that it was echoed by the late Comrade Jesse Duarte, who supported the cause wholeheartedly. So the central government can definitely do better. We must applaud them where they are doing work, of course, but they can always do better. For instance, like I said before, to change Santon Drive to Leila Khalid Avenue or Leila Khalid Street or Leila Khalid, whatever that would be appropriate at the time. But we are saying that as much as the government is doing something, they can always do more. And we are giving them a typical example of what more means. What more means in this case is the changing of Santon Drive to Leila Khalid.
Well, definitely that will be a major, major move and a huge step and very symbolic, and at the same time showing that the South African government supports the cause of Palestine, and a major street like Centre Drive. I can imagine when one looks at the reaction when that actually is going to happen. But we're certainly looking forward to that at some point in time. Brother Ali, we're going to put you on hold. I'm going to take an ad break. And when we come back, I want to talk about the protest action in particular. What is the plan tomorrow, and what are the logistics, and how is this protest action likely to take place?
Do you want to make a real impact this Ramadan? Donate your zakah to Ashraful Aid. Your zakah can help feed an orphan, support a widow, build a home for a refugee family, sponsor a HIF student, and much more. With Ashraful Aid, you can make a real difference. Visit our website at www.ashrafulaid.org to make a donation. Make your Ramadan meaningful with Ashraful Aid.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042-203-1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
In the aftermath of the tragic earthquakes in Syria and Turkey, thousands of survivors are struggling and in need of food, shelter, and life-saving aid. This Ramadan, take a closer look at the countless lives that have been turned upside down. You have the power to help. Your donation is the lifeline, a beacon of hope in an otherwise hopeless situation. Please donate today. Visit donate.unhcr.org/RamadanZA.
For a long time, we've lived in a centralized world where institutions held the all-important data and confirmed all transactions. Those times are over. Welcome to Libertas Group, a blockchain development company boasting an ecosystem that continually redefines the way we do business. Our blockchain is decentralized, making it immune to hacking or alteration, putting the power back in your hands with no middleman so you can focus on the growth of your business. Libertas, the simplest investment choice you'll make.
The Prophet ﷺ has said, none of you will have faith that he wishes for his brother what he likes for himself. For thousands of our ummah, wishes are simple needs that we can fulfill. Dates, bread and clean water for suhoor and iftar. Africa. Join Africa Muslims Agency's Wish campaign this Ramadan to feed the fasting for 100 rands per day, provide a grocery hamper for 1,500 rands per month, and feed a village or camp for 16,000 rands per day. Fulfill the wishes of families in need across the world this Ramadan with AMA. Call AMA now on 011 834 8685 or donate at Africa Muslims Agency.co.za. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
Connect and stay ahead with Salam Media. This is Salam Media coming to you live from South Africa.
Well, the time is just gone 24 minutes past 4 p.m. as we continue with the Iftar Drive this afternoon. And we continue with Brother Ali Komape. We are talking about the protest action that is taking place tomorrow in Johannesburg at the Joburg City Council at 163 Civic Boulevard, Braamfontein in Johannesburg, supported by many organizations and initiative of Africa for Palestine. And we are now we're going across again to be joined by Brother Ali Komape just to get information about the protest action. Where is exactly, how is it, are people going to be bussed in? What is the situation? Brother Ali, assalamu alaikum once again.
Malaikum salam. Yes.
Brother Ali, assalamu alaikum.
Malaikum salam. Yes, I'm here.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about the protest action tomorrow, the logistics, the planning. What can be expected? Do people just pitch up at the Joburg City Council? Are they going to be bussed in? Or what format is going to take place?
So the protest action will be at the Johannesburg City Council at the Metro Center. The most details are on the poster. In Braamfontein. So we will be focusing on popular support from in and around the Johannesburg area to come and join in the protest. Of course, these different organizations that are part of the protest will also be bringing people in to the city to join in the protest. But primarily, our focus will be on the populace of the Johannesburg inner city, suburbs areas close by, your Emmarentia, your Randburg, your Sandton area, your Auckland Park area, of course. So we'll be looking at those areas for people to come in. But of importance also, the focus is our Muslim brothers and sisters who will be just as finished with the Jummah prayers to also definitely come to the protest action after mosque. This is why the timing is very important to start our protest at 1:30. So at that time, our program of the protest will start at 1:30. So we've made provision for our Muslim brothers and comrades and friends to come in after Jummah prayer. So those are the people that the protest action is focused on. And of course, we've got confirmation from the different groups and different people in and around the area who have confirmed to come to the protest. And logistically speaking, I think many of our people inside the Johannesburg area are prepared. As you are aware, this is not the first protest that we are organizing in Johannesburg. We do quite a lot. So our people will definitely bring their regalia, their flags, their Palestinian flags, their placards. We encourage people also to bring their water bottles from home. We are strong believers in recycling. We are strong believers in not littering. So people must bring their own water bottles they put in the fridge to come bring water, not to bring bottled water they will throw away at a later stage. So around those kind of logistics, we've well prepared on. And like I said, we are dependent on the populace that is in and around the Johannesburg area that has mostly has confirmed to come to the protest action tomorrow.
Well, certainly. And also looking at the speakers, I suppose you've got quite a group of speakers lined up for to address the crowd tomorrow.
Yes, we are trying to capture different voices to the particular struggle. If you can remember very well, we say this quite often, and I think we cannot say it enough. The Palestinian struggle has little to do with religion. It has everything to do with human rights. There is an occupying power that historically comes from East Europe that was escaping persecution, Nazi persecution, to Palestine. That has very little to do with religion, but it has everything to do with occupation and human rights. So we have these different voices from different organizations to highlight that part. And of course, as it coincides with Al-Quds Day, if you can look at our calendar, it's also important to raise the voice of religious organizations because of the religious significance of what's happening in Ramadan and Masjid Al-Aqsa and Al-Quds Day. Of course, so there's different voices that come together to speak on the issue of Palestine. But most importantly, to remove Palestine from the dungeons of the religious in inverted commas, religious conflict to a human rights issue that primarily deals with an occupation of the indigenous people and the practicing of apartheid.
Well, certainly, and I'm sure that many people will come out and support this initiative. And we know it is a month of Ramadan, but also at the same time encourage those to come out, because when one looks at the sacrifices that the Palestinians have had to make during this month of Ramadan, watching the masjid being once again desecrated, being trashed by the settlers, and also at the same time the people that have been arrested, those that have been beaten up, those that have been injured. This is a small sacrifice, Brother Ali, for people to come out and support this protest in their numbers, to make their voices heard and to make a standpoint.
Inshallah, people should come, people should be motivated. But I think it's important to remind South Africans that it was this type of protest actions across the world, in university campuses, in metropolitan areas, in supermarkets, in restaurants. These were the kind of protests that highlighted our plight against apartheid South Africa. These are part of the actions internationally that pressured the apartheid regime of Pretoria to concede negotiations with our freedom fighters. So this is not new. This actually works. There's proof. We are living proof that actions like this actually do bear fruit. So South Africans must come out in their numbers tomorrow. They must not feel this just another protest we are going to during the month of Ramadan, or this is just another action that we must do just to appease our Palestinian counterparts. No, these protests actually work. We've seen results of them in the past. We've seen results of what they do in our own struggle against apartheid. And we know very well that it is this type of practical action that will bring the apartheid regime of Israel to its knees.
Well, inshallah, we make dua for that. And Brother Ali, Jazakallah so much for your time with us this afternoon. Just to remind our listeners, this afternoon, right here on Salam Media, this is the protest action taking place tomorrow at 14:30. That's 2:30 at the Joburg City Council, 163 Civic Boulevard in Braamfontein, Johannesburg. For more information, you can go on to info@africaforpalestine.com. Brother Ali, Jazakallah for your time. We wish you well. We wish everybody else well. And inshallah, the protest goes off, and more importantly, in terms of the objective and what you are setting out to achieve, what the protest action is setting out to achieve, inshallah, we hope that comes to fruition as well. So for now, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and please take care. Right, that was Ali Kamape joining us this afternoon, and we're going to go for a break, waiting for the Asr Adhan. We still have got a lot more to